Okay, in this video, I want to talk about a new term that I found that was called type 2 fun. This person at work described me as this kind of person. If you haven't heard of this, I'll just go over what the other types are. Type 1 fun is something that is fun in the current moment that you're doing it. And so that'd be something like scrolling your phone, something exciting or something funny, or watching a funny video, or going skiing or something like that. Type 2 fun, and this is the fun that I want to promote and want you to start doing, is the fun that is actually not fun at all in the moment, but in retrospect is fun. And now that might not sound very appealing to anyone, but hear me out first of all. Type 2 fun is a type of fun that I like to have. And when they described it to me, they said that most people wouldn't want to have this kind of fun. When in reality, I think a lot of people don't have this fun enough. The reason I say this is because this type of fun is the fun that gets you to grow, that gets you to change, that is like the pillar of self-improvement. This type of fun of it not being fun in the moment, but you getting that runner's high at the end of it is the type of fun that you should reach for, become, and it comes with a whole load of things that are gonna improve your life dramatically. And I'm not telling everyone to just start doing endurance sports, but endurance sports is the perfect example of type 2 fun. Running in the moment, at least the first 15 minutes, sucks ass. I'd even say between 5 and 8 kilometers of a run suck. And then after that, it starts to get better. You start to get that runner's high. Once you've pushed yourself, you start to feel the endorphins running in, rushing in. And so this type of fun should be your new goal. If you're living a life that you want to change and things aren't going your way, then I recommend you trying to get into this way of fun. And it's still fun. At the end of the day, I don't want you to think you're just suffering because that's what David Goggins would do, and that's making you tough and shit like that. It's yeah, I guess you get the toughness out of it, but that is only one benefit of you pursuing these goals, these types of fun. Again, I cannot reiterate, but having fun is a part of it. And endurance just happens to be one of the most perfect examples and the most used examples, like people going on really gnarly hikes and it being hard as fuck. And you're going up thousands of steps or feet or meters or whatever. And it's man, this sucks. How long until we're at the end? And then you get there, you get to that view and you're like, damn, we did this shit. We have summited, we have gotten to the peak. And this is how life is in general. We are always focused on what is in the end for us. What is the reward? What is all this stuff? But in reality, life is you're born, a whole shit happens, and then you die. Death is our peak. Not to be philosophical anyway, but that is our end, and that is the end goal. And if your end goal is happiness or whatever, you learn to find that. And if you're really smart, you learn to find that every day in anything that you do. So having type 2 fun allows you to enjoy the journey more, makes you more excited, makes you want to improve your life, makes you want to see something to the end. It's really exciting to see your times on a run or a bike change and get faster because you've been putting in more work. Now, those early mornings might not be fun. Doing long 25-kilometer runs might not be fun. Whatever it is, and again, I want to reiterate, endurance is just the prime example for it, but it can be anything. It can be playing guitar and practicing scales and chords, which, if not played musically or jammed with other people, isn't as fun. But once you gain that skill, once you look back at all the hard work that you've done, you're like, damn, that was actually a good time. Learning that skill, getting real technical, getting real into something. That's what this type 2 fun and your idea of having this type 2 fun is gonna change your life completely. That's what we wanna do here. We wanna change your life. It is the ultimate way to learn how to delay gratification, because you're basically just showing up to suffer, or I wouldn't even say suffer, but to put in hard work, see no results, and then at the end feel like you put in that work and you got the result that you wanted. Now, sometimes we don't always get the PR time. Sometimes we don't get the accolades or the attention for all our hard work. But learning to have this kind of fun is what's gonna set you apart, which is gonna do many things, such as increase your discipline, your ability to stick with things when things get hard, obviously, to delay your gratification, which, if we've learned anything, is the number one thing you can do to improve your life. It is, and the reason for that is because we're all so short-sighted, and we're kind of taught this because of our cell phones, because of basically how society portrays everything, is that you have to get everything overnight, when in reality, it all takes a lot of time. And learning to have this type 2 fun allows you to enjoy the experience while you're at it, while you're in it. Now, is my self-awareness of having this type 2 fun making that fun in the middle, like me running for a long time, actually fun because I know it's going to be retrospectively fun? Yes, no, but even that understanding of it makes life more enjoyable. And if you can find enjoyment in all the hard things, then the good things are going to be even more enjoyable. So all I'm recommending is that you start to look for ways that you can have type 2 fun over the type 1 fun of just doing something all the time that is just like highly satisfying, highly enjoyable, watching a TV show that's like really funny or whatever, and start doing something where, maybe it's not as fun. Maybe it is technically hard to do, but the result or the end is actually worth it or fun, or just like it's fun to look back at the thing, or you get that runner's high, or you get that dopamine rush. And so a lot of other things that could be like that is, like I said, playing a musical instrument. For example, at work, we do procedures where 99% of the people that I work with do not like setting up this procedure, do not like doing this procedure because it's messy, it's hard, nobody likes doing it. And I have started to take a step back and be like, okay, what's if I enjoyed the thing that everybody hated? Where would that? Well, I started enjoying that procedure. I started doing them more. And the more you do something, the more interested you get in that thing. And so now I am the guy who's the best at doing that certain procedure because I started to find enjoyment in it. So looking at what other people don't find is fun, and then bringing that into your consciousness of making it fun and exciting and amusing and interesting is a total game changer. And that's like kind of like a life lesson as well. It's like what everyone else is doing doesn't really matter. If everyone's gonna jump off a bridge, are you gonna jump off a bridge? Back in the day when we were kids, we'd be like, yeah, hell yeah, because we want to like rebel against our parents. But in reality, you want to do the opposite of what the average person is doing. The average person is doing all of these things. The bell curve contains 98% or 95% of people. You do not want to be like that in either extreme or the extreme. You want to be hopefully in the higher end. Some people, are happy where they want to be, but this is a self-improvement channel. I don't want to promote self-mediocrity. I don't want any of that. I want you to push yourself to be the best you can be because life is so much more enjoyable that way. Life is better when you challenge yourself and overcome obstacles. When we become our best selves, when we become a newer version of ourselves, when we evolve, is the best part of life, is the most exciting part of life. And so that's what I'm here to tell you about. Promoting self-improvement, promoting new different types of fun, because this is going to bleed out into other areas of your life. You're going to start doing your bed in the morning, not because doing your bed is like this military thing where it's like, okay, I got one task done. No, it's because it's nice to pull the covers open right before you go into bed and then get real cozy, and the bed's covering you in all places because it's covering the entire bed. Or it's you doing the dishes right after you finished your dinner, and then that way the next morning you don't have to worry about it. You don't come home to this mess or a sty. And people like to be messy. I'm guilty of it too, but there's a better feeling when you've actually just did the thing that you were supposed to. And watching that bleed into your life, watching yourself become more disciplined, more focused, not only more disciplined, more focused, but more on it, more alert, more vigilant of how things are going on, you become highly efficient. And I'm not promoting just efficiency and productivity as all that matters in life, because that's not what does, but you can get a lot more done. And all we complain about is like, oh, I don't have time to do this thing. I don't have time to do this thing. Well, discipline, action, doing the things that you don't want to do is ultimately what's going to bring you to the place where you want to be, where you're going to see in retrospect that it was actually fun all along. I'm going to start incorporating this more in my life and just doing that. I mean, I like doing endurance sports, so type 2 fun is my style of fun anyways, but I'm going to watch it bleed into my life, tidying up every single day, washing the dishes as soon as I'm done using them, cleaning my room, sweeping every single day, and just having a tidy space, being more disciplined all around, picking up something that I dropped instead of being like, oh, I'll just get it when I walk by it again later. No. Or going to work and doing those hard procedures, doing the hard things that nobody else wants to do, doing the hard thing, and then becoming the best at that. Let's say for that example, for work. And that's going to make you highly valuable. Again, I'm not here to be like self-improvement. All it's about is just like becoming more high status, having more power, more anything like that. No, it's for your personal validation and happiness, because your inner triumphs will always trump your external triumphs. Your external validation will never hit as good as when you are like, damn, I'm proud of myself for what I did today, for how much work I've put in to get the result. That's the fun. So change your time horizons. Don't keep it small. Don't look so myopically like at the next day. Look at what can you do in a year, and then just do every step in between without expecting any results, and see how your life. You're going to, and it's going to be awesome. So try and look up different ways that you can have type 2 fun. Do something that's really hard every single day. It might be, meditation is one of them, is a great one, because in the moment, meditation's fucking hard. It's like this isn't super enjoyable because my mind's racing and doing all these things and I'm stressing about other stuff. But once you like finally settle into it, or once you're finished it, you're like, wow, I needed that presence, that relaxation, me taking a breath, makes me feel a lot better than me as if I was just going through my day just like ruminating thoughts and things like that. So those are all just a bunch of examples, and I hope this was concise enough for you to actually get some valuable information. If it does, like, comment, let me know if this makes any sense. Anyways, with that, always remember to rep the set. I'll see you.